$100 million. $100 million. I attended an event yesterday where there were entrepreneurs and business owners who were making $100 million. Like, what? Not baby millions, not like 1 million or like 2 million or even like 5 or 10 million a year. Over $100 million. Now, I am the type of entrepreneur, the type of business owner who I love getting inside of the room. I love to attend events where there are big entrepreneurs and business owners who are teaching and telling everybody how they've been able to build their business to literally reach hundreds of thousands of people, but more importantly, the characteristics, the habits, the disciplines, like what they actually did to get there. Now, before I get into it, if you guys don't know me, my name is Sabah. I'm the owner of a multi-six-figure online business, and what I want to talk about today is what I basically learned attending this event, so that way you guys can learn with me. Now, I have built my business to multi-six figures in my 20s. I'm 26 years old now, and my next vision, my next game plan is let's get to millions, let's get to multi-millions in a year. And when I saw there was an event where there were headliners like Jordan Belfort, Bethenny Frankel, Alex Rodriguez, I was like, I need to be there because they are playing in the big realm of things. They're not playing in the realm of like, let me just make like $1 million here or $1 million there, or even just like 100,000 or like 200,000. And of course that is great. But if you're like somebody like me where you want to build a massive business, not just to make a lot of money, but to make a really big impact, you need to get into the room. That is something I always say, but this is what I learned, and this is what I start to implement literally the second that I left the event, and what you guys can start to do today as well. So here are some of the top things that I learned from these successful entrepreneurs, business owners who were making over $100 million in their business, and things that they do differently from the typical average person or even like the average business owner. First things first, they don't play by the same rules when it comes to money and when it comes to investing. The rules they have and the actions they take is so much more different than what we or like the typical average people think about money. Now, usually, if you grew up like me, my parents taught me, especially my dad taught me, was go get a job, work hard for your money, save your money, because money doesn't grow on trees. Like, you can't just randomly make money. Like, you have to work really hard for it. And if you want to buy a house, you want to get a car, you want to have a family, you need to save your money. Do not spend it. But here's the kicker, because their philosophy, the entrepreneurs who are making hundreds of millions of dollars, their philosophy was completely different. They don't save their money, they invest their money, because their entire definition of money is always moving. It is always literally just like rotating in the world. So if you save your money and if you're basically hoarding your money, money is not moving. Therefore, it's not duplicating itself. And for me, I spend so much time strengthening my relationship with money, so I was actually able to receive more in my business. But after attending this event and listening to these entrepreneurs and even just like listening to what they're saying in terms of building companies, having investment accounts and different accounts where they don't even have to pay taxes. Like, one of the speakers that I listened to yesterday said they sold one of their companies for $91.5 million, and guess how much they paid for taxes? That's right, zero. Like, literally none. And the reason why they did that was because they have certain investment accounts and accounts where they put their money into where they don't have to pay for taxes, and they are making their money work for them. Now, of course, people are probably wondering, what are those investment accounts? Well, I'm wondering the same thing. That is something that I have to learn, and when I do, I'll create another video on it to share with you guys what you guys can do to really start duplicating your money. Now, the second thing that I learned from these entrepreneurs were you don't need to know every single thing in order to build a massive, big, successful business. A lot of people think you need to know every single thing in terms of business model, in terms of profit and losses and marketing and strategy and sales. Like, of course you need to know how, otherwise you're not going to make money in your business, but you don't need to know every single thing. And that was really key and really crucial, because a lot of people, they get paralyzed in fear. They get paralyzed in like, what is the correct action I need to take in order to get over here. Because for me, this was a characteristic that I had from day one in my business. Let me take action, then let me figure it out on the way there. This is the difference between someone who makes $100,000 in their business versus somebody who makes 1 million in their business in a year. It's not in terms of this like high level strategy, this intricate strategy that you need to have, but it's more about the amount of actions people take to figure out the right path for them. Because let me show you this example for a second. And let's say there are two different type of business owners. There's business owner one who wants to make 6 figures in their business, $100,000 in a year. And then there's business owner number 2 who wants to make $500,000, $500,000 in their business in 1 year. Now, business owner number 1, they are taking action every single day in their business. They're posting, they're selling their products, but they're kind of just doing like the bare minimum every single day, which is fine, right? That is how they got to $100,000 a year. But they really want to get into like multiple 6 figures. They want to build a bigger following, a bigger audience, and they don't necessarily know how to do it. So every single day, they kind of just like sit there and they think about like, I don't know if I should do it. What if it doesn't work? What if people will judge me? Like, should I invest into this mentor to learn? It's like they're kind of all over the place. They have a business, but they're afraid to take more and bigger action. Versus business owner number 2, who their goal is $500,000 and they actually hit that goal. They are the person who figures it out. They take action regardless of them knowing whether or not it's going to work. Now, for me, I have done this so many times in my business to a point where like in my body, it feels anxious. Like it feels overwhelming when I take those actions, but it forces me to become somebody who's actually able to bring that reality into my fruition. Just the other day, I did something in my business, which most people would be like, are you insane right now? I am throwing a live event later this year in South Florida. I haven't sold a single ticket, but I went to the venue and I contracted the actual room. Yes, I put money down for an event that I've never held before. It's my first ever event. And I haven't even sold a ticket. Like that is the dedication that I have. And I also know it's going to be a massive event. So if you lead your business from a place of, I'm going to take action, whatever comes up in my head, in my body, in my feelings, I'm going to figure it out because it's going to get me so much closer to where I want to be versus just sitting there thinking about the action and then not taking it. The third thing that these individuals said, which is honestly a coincidence since I was literally in the physical room with them, was get in the room of people who have big missions, who are moving big. Like this is the difference of getting into the room versus just following people on social media. Like it's one thing to follow someone on Instagram, to watch someone's YouTube videos, but it's another thing to actually get physically into the room and observe people who are making so much money. And it's not just about the money. It is about how these individuals hold themselves, the character, their body language, their tonality, the way that they speak, the way that they converse with people, network, like literally all of it. The reason why I attend events and the reason why I will spend money, like hundreds of thousands of dollars to invest into mentors and coaches, is to get into their energy. If you're constantly around people who are thinking bigger or taking bigger action, guess what? You're gonna start to do the exact same thing. Because when I left that event yesterday, I was telling my boyfriend Andy, I need to play bigger. All of the actions I was taking, all of the thoughts I had, even all the worries I had, I'm like, this is so small in the best way possible. Like I didn't feel bad about myself, but I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm playing so small. These people over here, they're making hundreds of millions of dollars, impacting hundreds of thousands of people. I know I can do the same thing. It's like you get that sense of relatability, connectability, and you just move in a whole different way. And that is something that you cannot grasp unless you actually get into the room and learn from people who literally embody this lifestyle every single day, not just for like a day, not just for a month, not just for a year, but they've been doing it for decades. Now, the last thing that I want to cover that I learned from these entrepreneurs, business owners who are making over $100 million in their business is connecting to your purpose beyond just selling products. products using social media. Okay, it is one thing to focus on selling the product, all right? Like, you can run ads, you can do it organically through your brain, you can do it through content. Like, there's so many different ways to market sell. But after that, it's like, what's next? What is it that you're actually doing with your business? Now, what happens is there are so many people selling the exact same product as you are, whether it's a ring, a watch, it can be a phone, maybe it's a plant back here or a lamp. There are so many people selling the exact same thing that you were selling. Now, usually a lot of the times people will focus on selling the actual product to the consumer. Like, buy this phone because it's a touchscreen phone, it is gold and it's easy for you to use. Amazing. Or get this plant because it's green and it lights up your room. That is amazing. But guess what? There are so many other plants in the market. There are so many other phones in the market. The reason why someone will buy from you and your company is because of the real purpose and the transformation that you are providing for the actual client. It's an experience. One of the speakers that I listened to yesterday, it was like you just felt so warm. You felt so connected. You're like, I just want to follow you and I just want to be in your world, because it literally felt like I was family when he was speaking to me. This is the type of feeling and the type of community that you want to build with your business and with your brand. If you don't have a real purpose, you don't have a vision, you don't have a real transformation that you're focused on creating, it is going to be harder for you to build and scale your business, even if you have all the strategy. Like, you can always put more money towards ads, you can always create more content to build a brand, but if there is no community, then it's going to be harder for you to scale. And if you guys have been following me for literally so long, since day one, I have been preaching this so much. Like, I am all about branding. The first ever client that I landed through social media, he bought because of the brand. He bought because of the community that I had built with my audience. So these are a few things that I learned from attending this event yesterday, and I'm an event junkie. I have literally attended dozens and dozens and dozens of events, and like what I said, I'm going to be throwing my own event later this year in South Florida, Fort Lauderdale to be specific, because I believe if you get in the room with powerhouse entrepreneurs, powerhouse individuals who are actually moving and shaking, like they're doing things way, way, way bigger, you will be moving the same exact way and you will also be getting similar results. If you guys love this video, comment below, let me know your thoughts and let me know what you're going to implement right away in your life and your business from everything that I talked about on today's video. If you guys love this video, make sure to hit like, comment, and subscribe. Every Sunday, I come out with a new video showing you how to build a business through entrepreneurship, social media, manifestation. If there's ever a video that you want me to create specifically, comment below and let me know. I love you guys so much, and until next time, make sure that you stay unforgettable.